Hello everyone, hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to continue on with Dawntrail. Last time we made our way to the Wild West. Well, I guess it's not really wild anymore since part of the story was that they started moving in and making it less of a lawless land, and they had that police force, I think, something about that. But obviously it's still pretty lawless land considering that we ended up running into Wuk Lamat's nursemaid. I think that's what she was. And she had been basically mugged by a bunch of lawless bandits. And now it's our job to go and get back whatever she stole, because I think they mentioned what it was, but I forgot what it was. Anyway, we are going to continue on. Let's go ahead and talk to everyone, and then we'll talk to Erenville. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get you involved in this. Yeah, well, it's kind of like my job to get involved in things. If the Dust Watch can't be bothered to do their job, then they can piss off. Erenville, your mentor is interesting. I don't know, like, this isn't his mentor. His mentor is in the other place. This is a friend of his mentor's, I think. Braced for trouble. Erenville's composed demeanor bellies his eagerness to help Namikka. Alright, let's go and recover that bracelet. That's right, they took the bracelet that had Wuk Lamat made it. I don't remember why it was important to her. Well, I have nothing but contempt for these bandits. As this involves a gift from Wuk Lamat, we must be mindful how our actions might reflect upon her. I doubt Namikka would find joy in the return of said gift if lives were taken in the process. Nah, you can kill him, Erenville. Go right ahead. Except Erenville's not the one who's going to be doing the killing. We know that. If it comes to violence, I ask that you stop short of killing them. Do I have to? The rest we can leave to the Dust Watch. Aren't we, like, committing vigilantism here? Like, aren't they going to try and arrest us or something? I really hope I'm not right. Well now, that makes me think you're strong. Really strong. Are you? Well, yeah, I am the main character after all. I may have saved the star on one occasion, or multiple occasions. No more than any other adventurer. Nah. We saved the star more than once. You saved the star? That's a bold claim to make, but if true, that certainly speaks to your strength. If your curiosity has been sated, then please indulge mine. Is there anything you can tell us about these bandits? Let's see. Well, of late, there's been talk about some unsavory types coming and going from Yawi to the southeast. Is that the old mining town that was abandoned? That's the one. Now that ceruleum extraction is big business, no one wants to waste their time picking at the dried up veins there. Sounds like the perfect lair for bandits. Not to mention that the one with the bracelet fled in that direction. Did you notice that, Erenville? I didn't. So you'll be investigating the place? I can let the Dust Watch know if you like. No, not yet. It would be best if we went alone. There's something I'd like to ascertain, if you've no objections. Of course not, Erenville. Right then, let's be off. You find those bandits and beat them bloody, you hear? Wasn't I supposed to, like, not kill them? If you sense trouble, promise me you'll put yourself first. And no, I'm not very good at doing that. Alright, let's head on down to the south, right? Although, nope, looks like it's to the west. Now, what did Erenville want to check out? And also, let's remember to actually look for aether currents. Okay, northwest. We don't need to worry about it for a bit. Yeah, Erenville said he wanted to ascertain something, but I'm not sure exactly what he's looking for. We're heading west, but not north, so yeah, there's not going to be any aether currents over here. Now, on when I announced the stream, or this morning, I said I wanted to try and get through the level 85 quests, which is like 3 or 4 of them. So hopefully we can get through those today. Alright, Aaronville, what did you want to ascertain exactly? It seems the bandits have claimed this place for themselves. Gee, really? I never would have guessed that would have happened. That was really sarcastic. It's like, obviously we wouldn't know that until we got there. Interesting attire. Didn't realize we were facing a bunch of leather daddies. Or I guess these are leather boys. They don't look like daddies, that's for sure. They've made no attempt to conceal their presence. How could the Dustwatch not have noticed by now? Aaronville, I wonder why. Except that it's pretty obvious that that boy we saw in the last part wasn't actually, that the Dustwatch person who was harassing the boy and threatening to arrest him is actually the one who's being paid off by the bandits. There's obviously some corruption going on here. A question for another time. First, we must find the bracelet. I didn't see the bandit who had it. Perhaps they're in one of the buildings. Well, guess we gotta go kill them all. I mean, not kill them all. They just leave them in a bloody heap. Ramshackle as they are, it should prove a simple thing to eavesdrop on anyone inside. Aaronville, why can't we just go in swords blazing? I mean, we are in the Wild West. If you would go and have a look about, I'll keep watch for trouble. Now I kind of wish I had leveled up machinist for this, so I could literally go in guns a-blazing. Alright, let's eavesdrop, I guess. Now, do I actually have to be careful? Okay, it looks like there are actually people over there, so... I mean, I'm not gonna fail the mission if I get attacked by them, but... let's just save some time by not doing it. The bandits will not notice you here. You can safely eavesdrop on any inside. Whoops, I'm still zoomed in. Oh well. As you lean in to listen, you begin to pick out voices in the muffled chatter. Dunno where we'd be without him. Probably shoveling sand praying we'd strike it rich. Ain't that the truth? Only an idiot would work the mines with easier money to be had. Not when we got a boss who can keep the Dustwatch off our backs. Ha! Hey, watch what you say. The wind's got a way of carrying secrets to the wrong ears. Yeah, except my ears are very big, so that's obviously why I can hear them. Maybe so, but who would ever believe one of them Satan souls, that's exactly what he is. Sainted souls was running our crew. There we go. Now we get to discover the corruption. That drunk who brought your story about the gold shitting alpaca, am I right? Interesting. Obviously there was going to be some corruption going on here. How else would they have not been found out? Oh, there's another current up there. That's weird. Let's go ahead and grab that real quick. Let's see, can I jump on this stone? Yes, I can. Alright, looks like there's another destination. Let's go ahead and eavesdrop on this conversation. See if we can learn any more about their leader. The bandits will not notice you here. You can safely eavesdrop on any inside. Yep. That's why I'm here. I don't know how we're going to eavesdrop from that far away. As you lean in, a familiar voice rings out through the wall. Let me out of here, you bastards! Oh, okay, this is gonna be, wait, is this the boy that we saw last time? I don't remember. Shut your mouth, you shriveled little brat. Make me. I'll get you all back for framing my friends. Yeah, okay, it is him. The vulture, most of all. You tell him he can eat shit. How about we give you a chance to tell him yourself? We'll see how tough you are then. I figured the boy was actually innocent and that the very obviously corrupt policeman was the real bad guy. Oh, there's Aaronville. The bandits who took the bracelet may be in this building. Have a listen and see what you can find. Okay. I mean, I was going to. And it's ready yourself safely? Yes. As you lean in, you hear someone entering the room on the other side. I've brought back a prize you're gonna love, boss. Have a look at this bracelet. Beautiful, ain't it? Bet it was made by a famous artisan. You idiot! How are we supposed to move something like this without attracting attention? Boss, please, I'm sorry. Reckon we can find a sailor who won't ask questions? Sell it for a song. Here, your reward. And don't bring me this kind of grief again. Ruthless ringleader. I won't, boss. Thank you. Yes, and as usual, the benevolent leader. Finished, are you? Let's retreat for now. I can definitely do these Wild West Southern accents way better than the Latin American accents. I mean, I am American after all. So, were you able to learn anything? Yep. Learned that there's probably a really corrupt Dust Watch member. Their leader is a man of the Dust Watch? Gee. I wonder how obvious that was. Like, I mean, I'm not phrasing that right. It was pretty obvious. That would explain why these bandits have been able to do as they please. And you say they gave the bracelet to him? It seems we have our work cut out for us. Do you hear anything else of note? Yeah, that boy that we saw is there. Zekoa? That's the boy who confronted one of the officers in town, isn't it? As you say, they threatened to take him to speak with the Vulture, their leader's alias, no doubt. Fitting for a man who preys on the helpless. Well then, not only do we have a better idea of who's behind the recent rash robberies in Husatahawi, but we also know he has the bracelet. Retrieving it without bloodshed will prove difficult, though I don't see the issue here. If he's that quick to point a gun at his own underlings, we need to get him alone. I'll storm their hideout. I can take them all. I probably could, but Aaronville's not going to let me. You're right. If we confront him with his henchmen around, a violent outcome is all but guaranteed. I might have a plan. There's a small settlement to the southeast of here. Luetaniyakwasa. Meet me there, and I'll explain everything. I remember seeing somebody who was like, I'm not racist, but these names have to be made up. And it's like, bro, come on. At least try to pronounce them correctly. Alright, where are we headed? And down here, alright. Let's check for aether currents again. Directly north. Yeah, we're not getting that yet. You know, I just realized the parallels of the ceruleum and oil in the Wild West. Yes, so ceruleum, then gold and oil is the parallel. I believe. Okay, southwest, we're going to be able to get... Oh, wait, no, we're heading east. Does that mean there's one over here? So are we even going to be going over here? Probably not. So I'm going to go ahead and make this detour and try and get this, assuming it's not up on the up top there. If it is, I'm just going to go back. I'm just going to continue the quest. Nope, that's not. Okay, yeah, that's. I got to go all the way around to do that. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll just head on over and continue the quest. I'll do cleanup, Aether Current cleanup in this place later. Oh, okay, this is, I forget what they call it. Pueblo? Style? This is the kind of thing that you see like the Alamo in Texas. I don't know if that's the actual name for it or not. I'll look it up later. If we're to retrieve the bracelet without conflict, it won't be done barging in through the front door. You sure about that, Aaronville? We'll have to lure him out. To do that, we'll avail ourselves of man, these names, man. These are hard to pronounce. Dragon-like creatures that live to the south of here. It's their breeding season, you see, and the males will flock to the scent of a female in heat. With a few ingredients and a sample of their feces, I can create an attractant that resembles the scent when burned. We can lure the Yehihiseya into the bandit's hideout, flushing out the vulture and his gang. Then, while they contend with our flying friends, we can sneak in and search for the bracelet. I'm afraid I must ask you to collect the excrement. Of course, I have to literally collect shit. While you see to that, I will go and procure the remaining ingredients. Oh, and why do I have to do this ingredient, Ironville? And before you say anything, I do not ask this of any aversion to feces. It would simply be easier for me to find the specific species of wild plants we require. Fine, if you say so, Aaronville. Here, take this pouch. See it filled, and I will handle the rest. Aaronville's making me do the dirty work. Let's go collect some shit. Okay, and yeah, that's why I didn't do that, because we're going to be heading that direction anyway. Oh, I need to kill some of these. Let's do that real quick. There's one. Do I need to kill any more? Yeah, one more. There we go. So the Aether Current is probably going to be up here. So I'm just not going to worry about it until maybe on the way back, unless that's where we're going to be going to like chase them down. Either way, gotta go get the excrement from up here. Yeah, there it is. The nest. These are literally like pterodactyls. Weather-worn nest. You survey the area, but see no sign of droppings. Yeah, I'm just gonna call them the yees or something. No, I'm probably not gonna remember that. Okay, let's go ahead and check this nest up here. See if it'll have what we need. Survey list, didn't find anything. Well, I guess I should have checked the foul-smelling nest first. Aaron, are you sure you didn't want to just put... Oh, come on, bro. You find the pile? Yeah. Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to collect some of your excrement. Yeah, they're literally like pterodactyls. There we go. Let's try this again. You find a pile of the droppings and gingerly scoop them into the pouch. Now I'm going to need to wash my hands about 30 times. Alright, let's head back to the town. Again, I'll get that Aether Current. Okay, it looks like it's actually inside there. I suspect we're going to end up chasing the guy in there, and then we end up having to face him down. Oh, it just occurred to me why Aaronville didn't want to notify the police people. I already forgot the watch. I forget what they're called. Because he suspected them that when he asked for it. Or when he said that. Sir, I'm busy. Alright, Aaronville, I did the dirty work. Did you get everything you were supposed to get? Finished already, are we? Yep, and you can take this. I thought I said large sack. Excellent, this will do nicely. All that's left is to mix the feces with timber claw fibers, dried in Napol tender, roots, and a generous helping of animal fat. Come, let's get it back to the Tonat and Yaoi. Yeah, so we gotta head back here, head back to the place, and then we'll get the birds, scare off the birds. Then maybe we'll end up chasing the guy into that cavern that we saw there. We'll see. Let's head on back. Let's see. So that's the first quest. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah. So then we got 3. We're gonna try and get through 3 more quests today, and that'll wrap up the level 85 quests. Sir, I'm busy. I do like this place because I'm not a big like Western person, or like rather I don't like watch Westerns or anything like that. It's not my preferred genre, but I am enjoying this place. All right, Aaronville, ready to execute your plan? Everything is ready. Time to set our plan into motion. Let's see. Let's take a look at all this food that I'll never use. Yeah, let's grab the gill. Blowing smoke. Oh yeah, I know a lot of people that do that. Aaronville's gaze is fixed on the bandits' hideout. A fair number appear to be gathered inside. Now's our chance. I will keep watch from here. The attractant I leave to you. Toss it into the bonfire near the middle of town. The Yeheheseya will come soon after. That's gonna be a fun cutscene. Aaronville, weren't you gonna keep watch? Why'd you run away? Alright, there's the bonfire. That's a bit of a different sparkle than we usually get, isn't it? Anyway, let's throw in the... We're definitely not just gonna be throwing a bunch of, foul-smelling attractant, yeah. That's gonna be a fun cutscene. But just stand there to get a good sniff. What's that smell? Ah, that reeks. What did you put in the fire? Wasn't me, I swear. Ah, did something die? Ah, there he is. Someone explain with that ungodly stench to me? And there's the bracelet. How did they not see me? Boss, over there. This is gonna be good, huh? What in the world? Yeah, they're literally like pterodactyl things. Ah! Wrecked. Run for your lives! So the smokes went through them here? I swear, when I find out who did this, oh, you don't need to look very long. Angela, weren't you supposed to be keeping watch? I'd say our friends have stirred up enough trouble. Time to retrieve the bracelet. Hey, what's going on out there? I'm still in here in case you've forgotten. Sit tight. We'll be back for you. What? You gotta get me out of here now. They're gonna kill me. Yeah, I know not that. I'm begging you, please. Shh, they'll hear you. Uh-oh. Shit, who was that? See, this is why I should have leveled Machinist. Then I could just shoot his leg. Oh wait, that's bloodshed. Oh, let's get him out. Hey, are you gonna help me out here or what? The bracelet must wait. Let's break him out and withdraw for now. Well, at least we're gonna get him out. Maybe he can actually help us. Oops, I meant to talk to Zeko about it first. Oh well. It's not worth Alt F4ing to get that. All that effort and not to show for it. Yeah, Aaronville. Sorry about that, but damn, I didn't think anyone would have the balls to take on the vulture. Well, actually, I am a woman, sir. No need to apologize. We were planning to save you, eventually. Really? And I don't even know who you are. You secret admirers of mine or something? No. I'm just having fun with you, but I do appreciate the help. This man you call the Vulture, I've seen his face before. Yes, Aaronville, it was in the last part. Was he not an officer you confronted in town? The one and the same. When he's not masquerading as a gang leader, he serves as deputy chief of the Dust Watch. That would explain why bandits are so confident they can avoid capture. You're trying to get back something for the Vulture stole, right? Let me help. It's the least I could do after you bailed me out back there. I have an idea where he's hid his cash. I was probably in that cave that I said you were going to end up going to. Reckon he's headed there now too. We can go together. I've got a score to settle with him myself. I don't doubt that you do, but we need to know what it is first. Will you tell us? Right, so those bandits in Yawi, they're called the Daybreakers, and it was me and my friends that founded the group. Excuse me? So you're saying you actually are a bandit? But it wasn't a gang of cutthroats, not back then. We just wanted to protect people who couldn't protect themselves. Kids being harassed by bullies, workers being exploited by the mining concerns, folks who need help to even the odds. You're still a bandit, bro. That was 3 years ago, and whenever we found someone scheming in the shadows, we settled matters the best way we knew how. With a duel, of course. Is there gonna be a whole standoff, stare down thing in this? That'd be pretty funny. I see. By the old laws, anyone who loses a duel must be held to account for their crimes, even those in positions of authority. And we made damn sure they did, every time. Before we knew it, our small band of friends commanded a force to be reckoned with. Then, about a year ago, the Vulture and his thugs showed up. They got the better of us and took over the Daybreakers. Everyone was afraid of him, so they did his bidding without question. But when he showed them how they could make a fortune easily, that was when he really won them over. Now the Daybreakers is nothing but a bunch of bandits and cutthroats who prey on people and was created to protect. I talked it over with my friends, Kana and Liwi, and we all agreed the only way to stop him was to challenge him to a duel. Unfortunately, you are a very terrible duelist and you lost. And he accepted. I still remember how he gloated that he'd win. Bet he cheated. But when the day came, he showed up with the Dust Watch and had my friends arrested on charge of robbery. Yeah, that sounds about right. As if that wasn't enough, he set their bail at a price no one could ever hope to pay. With them locked away, there was no one left to help me. None of my old friends with the Daybreakers, and certainly not the Dust Watch. Yeah, we kind of gathered that, like, the gist of that without you explaining it. And that's why you were ready to challenge him in the middle of town. I was, until that guy with the spear stopped me. Estinian. No sooner had I stepped out of town when the vulture minions caught me by surprise. They took me prisoner, then, well, you know the rest. You said the Dust Watch would be of no help. Are they all working for the vulture then? No, not all of them. The sheriff, Kimka, he's as honest as they come. Yeah, I think we saw the sheriff when he also during that whole cutscene, and he like didn't seem to know what was going on, and he was too honest to guess that the obviously corrupt policeman was the obviously corrupt policeman. A staunch keeper of the peace. Problem is, he's a little too trusting. Yeah, we saw that. And doesn't suspect a thing. Clearly. If it were my word against the deputy chiefs, what do you think he'd believe? Well, if he knows where the vulture keeps his spoils, perhaps he can help us recover Namikka's bracelet. What do you think? I mean, you didn't have to make him do his whole backstory. Yeah, it kind of seems like lazy writing, to be honest. It's like, oh, but before we help you, please explain why. Like, you could have made that a little more natural. For what it's worth, I have a plan. But I can't do it alone, of course not. A plan? All I ask is that you hear me out, but not here. I'll be waiting for you at Shishin with the Springs. Wherever that is. I guess we can decide what to do after he gives us the pitch. Which he for some reason couldn't give here. Alright, is that the town? Yeah, let's go ahead and take the... No, I mean, I guess they're pretty much the same distance. I'll just run on over there. Check the Aether Compass again. South. Yeah, that's the one that's in here. I suspect this is where the cache is going to be. And so then it would have been a kind of a waste of time for me to go and get the Aether Current then. So let's head on over here and learn about... Wrap up this quest and then figure out what the boy's plan is. Or see what the boy's plan is. I'm grateful he could take us to the deputy chief, but it will be all for naught if we're seen. Good, you're here. This is where he hides his loot. I expect he'll show up soon. Oh, okay, apparently he literally hides his loot in the town. Really? Well, I guess so much for this being the cache. Okay, let's talk to these two. Shouldn't be long before. Ew. Man, these names, I can't pronounce, like, I can pronounce the Indian names but easier than these. Law of the land. Ernfield looks expectantly for Oh, there he is. Well, well, look who it is. Storing stolen goods here seems risky, that's what I said. But I suppose it's an option for someone with his authority. Yeah, he moves the spoils in cerulean barrels, where no one would think to look. They're mixed in with regular shipments of fuel to Tuliolol, where they're sold off. You said he stole a bracelet of yours, right? If he knows you're on his tail, chances are he'll be eager to get what he can for it. But I doubt he'd trust a lackey with that business, given the provenance of the piece. No, I'll wager he's not letting that bracelet out of his sight till he's got coin in hand. I wasn't sure what to make of you after who saw Tawi, but I'm glad to see you're more than an impulsive child. Well, not my finest hour, I'll admit. But there's a lesson in that. The vulture's a slippery bastard. If we're going to catch him, we need to back him into a corner with hard evidence. That's my plan. Okay, so how do you get the evidence? First, we need to lure him away from here. Over in Hatsatawi would be ideal. For that, I need one of you to help me. This'll buy time for the other to search the barrels for any stolen goods. Okay, I guess Aaronville's gonna do the searching, and we're gonna do the real work. And using that, we'll expose him as a criminal. There's no way to tell if Wihuta's carrying the bracelet, but regardless, there will be time enough to find it once he's behind bars. But won't he simply feign ignorance? Oh, he'll try, and that's when I'll challenge him to a duel. Again, I don't think this is gonna work out very well. A duel? That approach didn't work out so well for your friends, as I recall. True, but unlike before, I'll challenge him in front of the whole town. That way he won't be able to wriggle out of it like before. Oh, okay, we're gonna get them dueling, a cutscene of them dueling. Every man, woman, and child of the wilds understands the importance of duels and the old laws. The deputy chief would never disgrace himself by refusing. But wouldn't you be breaking the law by using a firearm in town? It's not as if we'd be using live rounds, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. What's important is that I get him to duel with as many witnesses as possible. When he loses, and he will lose, that'll be the end of the vulture. I don't think this is gonna work. The plan is not without flaws, but what do you think? I say let Zekowa have his duel. We can trust the old laws, as long as we get the bracelet back, yeah. Yeah, this thing has like more holes than a block of Swiss cheese. That bracelet's really important to you, huh? Don't worry, I'll see to it you get it back. Yeah. If you're satisfied, then so am I. I mean, I'm not satisfied, but I have to go with it anyway. I knew I could count on you. I was seen in Toneteyawi, so it's probably best I stay and search the barrels. Okay, that's why they had it so that only Aaronville was seen by him and not us. Then you're with me. Tell the vulture I tried to rob you, but you managed to overpower me. Even if you suspect the trap, you won't be able to resist taking the bait. You'll want to buy your friend as much time as possible, and make your way to Hatsatawi. Once you've got the vulture there, I'll take care of the rest. Alright then, let's get to it. Well, yeah, I guess let's get to it. Help, help, officer! I've been robbed! Yes, the helpless adventurer. Hello, Wehute. I think it's supposed to be Wehute. The Yehesea are likely the Shinota's doing. What's his angle? And then there's the brat. It's past time I dealt with him. Wehute is oblivious to your presence. Perhaps a gentle poke will get his attention. Poke. What's this? Ah, an unfamiliar face in these parts. Ahem. Have you needed the dust watch, miss? What? Zakoa tried to rob you? But you apprehended him? I see. So desperate was he to see his friends free from prison? He turned to a life of crime. How awful. How awful. Jeez, this guy. You have my sincerest thanks, miss. Might I trouble you to take me to him? Now he's accompanying you. Yeah. And Walker following mechanics. Oh, looks like there's a speech bubble over here. Let's make sure to get that. Wonder what he's even going to be saying. Not that this is an appropriate time for me to play tour guide, but if you insist. Chishiwezi Springs is home to a thriving cerulean mining industry. The prospect of an easy coin has attracted some undesirables, though. Yeah, you're one to talk. Alright, let's head on down where we need to go. Oh, okay. Over at the Ma. Let's head on over there. Double check the Aether compass. Yeah, northwest. That's off the beaten path for sure. Up in this area. Oh, there's our destination. Right? Destination? Yeah. Go ahead and wait around. Let's spring the trap. Is this the place? I don't see him. Whoops, silly me. This isn't the right place. Just a little further. I see. Very well. Lead on. Up another talking point. Make sure to get that. Avoid the cerulean bomb. Ask about the cerulean fields. There's gold in these fields. Blue gold. Yeah, just like black gold. Ahem. Best be wary of beasts in these parts. They may prefer to snack on cerulean, but for you, I reckon they'd make an exception. Yeah, somehow I doubt that. Probably gonna end up dead. Just like you will be soon. Actually, no, he's going to be arrested. Wow, there's the spot. And of course I get targeted by a cerulean bomb. Sir. Is this the place then? I could have sworn I left him here. Sorry, I'm still learning my way around. This is some sort of joke. Of all the... Let's keep moving. Jeez, do we have to make these stops? Just kind of dragging the quest on. Oh, yeah, we already got that talking point. Alright, hopefully this is the last one, because this is kind of silly. This better be the place. Ah, now I remember. I left him tied up around a big rock. Must have been a different rock. Ah, okay. This is a bit too... Oh yeah, we were supposed to stall for time. That's the whole point of this. My patience is wearing awfully thin, miss. If he isn't in the next place we stop, I may be forced to do something you and I would most dearly regret. Sir? I thought you were supposed to be a man of the law. Not a common man. You know, a simple farmer. Let's go to this last talking point, and then hopefully that'll be the last spot. Unless you'd rather I feed you one raw, Needles and all, cut the chit-chat. Yeah. Okay, there's the end. Good. This was taking a bit longer than I wanted. Alright, where is he? I don't see him anywhere. Where's Zikowa? Tell me where he is, or I'll bury you in the same grave. Confound it! He must have escaped! Goodness me, where could he have gone? That's it. I've had it with these games, and I've had it with you. Hey, Wihute, you looking for me? If you want to place me under arrest... Oh, I just read I'm not supposed to be... If you want to place me under arrest, you'll have to work a little harder. You'll be begging for a cell by the time I'm done with you. All according to plan. Kind of wish it was daytime for this.
Wahute! Finally caught up to me, I see.
That's a really American accent.
Well, well, if it isn't our young outlaw.
That voice does not suit him. Also, I liked my southern accents better.
You've taken up stealing, I'm told. Can't say I'm surprised about that, but I am surprised that you'd offer yourself up to be arrested.
Sorry to disappoint, but you're the one who's going to answer for their crimes today.
Hey, that's my jewelry.
Yeah,
my
there.
bag!
And he's the guy, the good guy.
So you found the stolen goods. That's fine work.
This barrel was at Shisenuetsi Springs, mixed in with others bound for Tuliyola. The Landsguard would have presumed it part of the regular ceruleum shipments and waved it through. And once it reached its destination, it would have been retrieved, and its contents sold for coin.
The audacity. Do we know who's behind this?
Yeah.
As fortune would have it, I spied the leader of this operation being handed one of the stolen items. A bracelet, which Wuk Lamat had intended for her nursemaid, Namikka.
It was from the Vow of Resolve?
Oh, you've seen it then?
No, no, never. And if I knew who had it, I would have arrested the scoundrel.
Oh, right. You would have had to arrest yourself. Oh, come off it. I saw you with the bracelet. This is a lot more of a fun remark.
What's the meaning of this, Wahute?
It's a setup, sir. I have the bracelet, yes, but I only 'cause I found it. I swear. They're the real criminals. They concocted this scheme to frame me, so they could get me out of the picture.
If you feel your honor's at stake, there's always the old-fashioned way. The law which folks have used to settle their differences for generations.
You don't mean...
He's afraid of him?
Wahute, I challenge you to a duel.
He's gonna play his trap card.
The winner is right, the loser is wrong. Doesn't get simpler than that.
Yeah, have at it.
Let your pistols do the talking!
Please, do you honestly believe you can goad me into playing your game?
What, do you think you're gonna lose?
You refuse then? A baby alpaca's got more fight than you.
All right, boy. But remember, you asked for this.
Come on, Zakawa! Give him what for!
Shouldn't we stop him, Chief? Even if it's just rubber bullets, we're in the middle of town.
Be quiet. Just watch.
Yeah, the sheriff or whatever his title is, he's got the voice. The Western, tough Western voice. He's actually faster. Oh, there's the bracelet.
Oh, you little shit!
Looks like you've gotten slow in your old age, vulture.
You and I are going to have a long talk.
Ooh, that was fun. I figured we'd get a showdown. That's what it's called. I couldn't remember what it was called.
I apologize for dueling in the middle of town. If you want to lock me up, then lock me up. But please, let my friends go. They've done nothing wrong.
You drew your gun within town limits. But Wahute drew first. Far as I'm concerned, you acted in self-defense. You're free to go. As are your friends.
Ha! You're not such a bad guy after all!
Just a man of the wilds, like you. But to think that Wahute had taken control of the Daybreakers, it pains me that it happened right under my nose.
What are you gonna do about his crew? Some of them are still in Tonatenui.
Tonatenui?
Those who have broken the law will be taken into custody. But those who haven't will be given the chance to resume walking the straight and narrow. What about you, Zakawa? What do you intend to do now?
Why, what I've always done. Protect the weak and help the helpless. The old-fashioned way.
Isn't that illegal?
Here, this was Wuk Lamat's gift for someone, wasn't it?
Yes, a person very dear to her.
I suppose this is where we go our separate ways. My thanks again for your help apprehending the vulture.
Well, that went better than expected. Let's go ahead and wrap this quest up, right? Yeah, let's go talk to Zakoa and then Aaronville. That was a pretty nice shot, right? Yes, it was. That ended up being rather more complicated than expected, but all's well that ends well. Phew, finally it's over. I couldn't brought him to justice without your help. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. How about you give us some apparently wild banana blend? Alright, let me see. I think that was... Okay, apparently there's one more quest to get through level 95 quests, but let's see what's gonna happen here. Okay, it's just returning the bracelet, I think. Okay, let's go and talk to Aaronville, do this last quest. On track. Aaronville is relieved to see everything set to rights. Now that we have the bracelet, let us return to Shizukawa Spring. I can't say these names right. Will you be staying here there long? I'd like to give you a proper thanks after I find my friends. We weren't planning on it, but there's no need to rush. We'll see you at the springs then. I'll catch up to you just as soon as I've taken care of my friends. Sounds good? Let's head on over to the... Where are we going? Oh, I didn't realize we ended up here. Okay, yeah, let's go and tell them we're back over to the springs. Yeah, I didn't realize we went like all the way over here and then we did the duel in here. I thought we had looped around and came back to the place. Yeah, I think all we're gonna do in this is celebrate and then return the bracelet. And that'll be a good stopping point. Alright, Diate. Welcome back. I'm glad to hear the bandits got what they deserved. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't kill them all. They were understandably worried, but I've told them what happened in Hatsatawi. Our minor adventure made for quite the tale. My bracelet. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is more than just a gift. It's a part of me I could never hope to replace. Truly, Wuk Lamat is blessed to have such devoted friends. Like your best friend Aaronville. Well, I wouldn't put it quite that way. I prefer to think of us as more of a long-standing acquaintance. Aaronville, please, you're like best friends. Regardless of how you choose to describe it, there's no denying the depth of your bond, though I'm sure you'll continue to do so. Aaronville. Can't say I'm surprised the deputy chief turned out to be the bandits' leader. I always knew something wasn't right about him, and it definitely wasn't the sneer he always had on his face. An easy claim to make with the gift of hindsight. There you are. The real Dawnbreakers have arrived. I'd like you to meet my two best friends, Quigana and Lewine. Lewine? Sure. If it wasn't for you believing in Zakoa and doing what you did, we'd still be locked up. You have no idea how satisfying it was to see that bastard Wihute put behind bars. We never gave up hope that Zakoa would find a way to get us out. He always was the best of the Daybreakers. Glad he was able to convince you to go along with his plan. Unfortunately, our group is smaller now, and lacking in strength besides. Some outlaws might see us as an easy target. Even so, if anyone should give the dust watch the slip, the daybreakers will be there. And we'll try night and day, so no one will get the better of us again. Isn't that right? Wait, we have to train? Right. And you'll teach us how to draw your pistols so fast, won't you? Well, we don't need to duel if all goes as it should. But on the off chance it doesn't, we'd best make sure everyone can match or beat my speed. We owe you a great debt. Yeah, pay up. And one of these days, I'll be sure to repay it. I'm sure it's going to be in the finale. They're all going to come together and do something like they always do. On that, you have my word. Until we meet again. If you'll excuse me, I shall find a quiet place to rest. As I'll be here a while yet, though, do let me know if there's any way I can be of assistance. Were you not planning to take the train home? Oh, train service has been suspended, didn't I tell you? Isn't that literally why we're here? You mentioned no such thing. Something about the tracks being damaged in the last quake. The tunnel was closed as well. Well, I guess we gotta go on foot then. An earthquake? It must have happened when we were still down south. It's an earthquake because it's California. Must have been a pretty big quake if stuff actually like broke. Basically, there's only been like one earthquake. Oh, by the way, I live in Southern California, if you didn't figure that out. Or at least California, considering I always posted at stuff at Pacific times. But like, I've never, out of like the 10 plus years that I've lived here, like there's been like one where it was like, yeah, maybe I should like take some cover. But like pretty much everything else was like, eh. There've been quite a few tremors of late, and rather large ones struck not long before you two arrived. I can only hope no one was hurt. Oh, this is supposed to be near this is supposed to be like San Francisco, isn't it? That'd make a lot more sense. At any rate, if you want to know when service will resume, you can speak with the station master yourself. Also, I just realized this is the Northern Island, which means it's going to be like Mexico and the US, versus the southern part, which is going to be Latin America and South America. I guess Mexico is Latin America, but you get the idea. Let's do that. The station is just over there. I'd like to believe the train will be up and running again soon. Alright, let's head over to the station, see if we can get an ETA on when the train will resume. I'm sorry, but there's nothing we can do with the tracks as they are. It seems people aren't too happy about the train delays.
I'm so sorry, but we're not sure when the train will be running again.
You've got to be joking. Of all the places to get stuck at on the way.
Please don't tell me you've come to complain too.
We heard that the earthquake had caused disruptions and wanted to ask when operations would resume. But I see that it will be a while yet.
I'm afraid so. Too few hands for too much work.
Well, time for us to help.
It's time-consuming enough to inspect the tracks after every quake, but this last one we got after the succession ceremony was massive. Made a mess of a whole bunch of railroad ties.
The succession ceremony? we would have been in Tuliolal at the time.
Yeah, we didn't feel that at
If
all.
it was as violent as you say, we should have felt it as well.
I have to admit, it was a touch strange, having seen my
Oh,
fair
right.
share of tremors. If I had to describe it, it felt more like the rumbling from an explosion.
Yeah, that was, Mr. First Promise doing his thing, isn't it?
Is there anything I can do to help?
Seriously? You're offering to help?
I mean, I literally can't say no, so.
What about you, my friend? If you'd rather strike out on your own, I understand.
Though, if you were willing to lend us a hand too, we'd be truly tremendously grateful. Thank you.
Isn't a
Thank
nod.
you so much. I'm Shenza, by the way. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. If you would please step inside, I can introduce you to everyone.
I mean, I do have experience with trolleys.
Sorry for dragging you into this.
There they are. That's them, the 2 volunteers. Walika is our station master, and over there is our top driver, Nitoikwe. And this grizzled mug is Zopia, an engineer who joined around the same time as me.
Much obliged for the help. I'll make it worth your while, I promise.
Well, with your jacket open that much, I'd say you already made it worth my while. I mean, what? Yeah, see, we have experience with trolleys. It's
Something
actually
the
them.
matter?
It's their shirts. That's pretty good. Would you happen to be a fan of Would you happen to be a fan of trolleys? It's nothing.
Oh, for a moment, it looked to me like you were just dying to say something.
We all have our secrets. Best not to pry.
And it's playing the Shadowbringer. I heard the tune.
Right then. What I'd like you two to do is help us procure timber. We'll be using it to fashion new railroad ties, so it needs to be the strongest stuff we can get. In these parts, that means the trees in the Piata-Yonan plain. It is Hetsaro territory, though, so we need to get their permission first.
You guys playing the Shadowbringers reprise? I don't remember what the actual title is.
No time to waste.
That's pretty funny. Oh, is that gonna be the end of the quest? Yes. Okay, let's head on out and talk to Aaronville and wrap this one up. And actually, let's talk to these two first. We'll be ready to handle that timber when you and the chief get back. With your help, we'll get the railroad operating again. And then you will have a chance to see our engine in motion. It's poetry, I tell you. It's like, you mean like poetry in motion? Though no small number live in Shalonai, I must confess that I've never visited the home of the Hetsaro. Guess that's where we're going next. As they largely live in accordance with older traditions, I suspect they may have a dim view of the railroads. Ah, yes. The quest is all called On Track. That's hilarious.